Okay, welcome back again. Um, we have taken the tree out of the ground now. I'm going to show you the root system of a young avocado tree. And then I'm going to show you, this one is about 4 to 6 months old. And then I'm going to show you one that's a year old that has grown some roots. And you can see the healthy rooting system that the avocado tree has if you do things correctly. Okay, here I have a juvenile avocado tree. There's the avocado pit. This is a Haas avocado pit. It's not very big. I have some giant pits from huge avocados that I've planted successfully as well. This is a Haas avocado. It's got a long pin system that fixes the avocado tree. This one is very healthy, as you can see by the leaves. And then it started the rooting system, which is very fragile. See, if I take it like that, it breaks and it's very brittle and fragile. Right, so this is the rooting system of a young avocado tree that we're going to plant now. Okay, so what I do is, okay, this is the other one that I've taken from the ground. Very important. I cannot overemphasize this enough. If you want to be successful in planting a avocado tree from your soil, the rooting system, there's the pen root system, and here's all the brittle roots. I've taken some soil from the garden where I planted them. There's the healthy tree. Remember, I told you in a previous video, you can see the health of basically any tree, but specifically avocado trees, by the way the coloration and the shape of the leaves. Right. This tree is about it was planted from pit. It's also a Haas avocado 6 months ago. So we're going to transplant it into a pot now. Okay. So we're going to take a 5-pound pot and we're going to place the tree in the pot using, again, a loose type of soil. In my soil, I don't know if you can see this, but this is gypsum. Gypsum, when you go and buy a mix from your nursery, it's very important to ask them for a potting soil. Most potting soils are just bark, cuttings from sawmills, rotten bark that comes from a sawmill nearby that they pot and sell you. All right, it means absolutely nothing. There's no nutrients in it unless they mix compost in it, organic and organic material, or they put different stuff in it. Like in mine, it's got kelp in it and gypsum, the two main ingredients, and that creates a loose soil. Gypsum is a small type of rock. Here's one. Okay, so it makes your soil loose. So when I water the plant, avocados like to have watering once a week, depending on the heat. In South Africa, it gets to 30, 35, 40 degrees some days. And then I water my plants daily. Yes. Otherwise, when we like moving into winter now, we're in April, once a week would be sufficient because the temperature nowadays is about 20 degrees. Okay, so I take a pot like this, and then I don't fill it with soil because I have to take into account the root system that this plant has to have for successful growth. So I fill it at about 3/4 of the way. You can see my soil has got some earthworms as well. I'll make a video just on the importance of earthworms in your pots as well. Okay, so there I have my pot. Look at the root system. I do not want to damage the root system. Very important. I want to keep the root system of the avocado plant intact as it is there. Okay. And then you gently press down to fix your roots to the newly given soil to the pot. Right, there you have the pot, the plant, 6 months old plant. And then I do not leave my plant like this. This plant needs food. So bone meal is very important for building new roots, helping the plant to make a new stem to grow larger, for leaf growth, and it's high in phosphorus. Okay, so it's actually just what it is, what it says, bone meal. Okay, so I have a light, about a handful of that, surrounding the stem of the plant. Then I have my 232. It's a mixture of nitrate, potassium and phosphorus, and of this not too much, because it will burn your plant if you put in too much. About a tablespoon for a 5 kilo pot like this. Okay, and then lastly, a little bit of Epsom salts. Again, not too much. Your pot is very small. Now you have this in your pot. You have the tree, about 6 months old. Remember, the rooting system I did not damage. I took a bit of ground or earth with it. And now I mix it in just a little bit. Okay, there you have the tree. And then, very important, is to immediately water your plant. Immediately water your plant. Your first watering will take a while for the water to siphon through, but it's very important because it will mix in all those ingredients, the Epsom salts, the bone meal, and your nitrate, potassium, phosphorus, fertilizer. It will go through the soil, the water will siphon through, and it will make sure your plant has enough nutrients. For how long? I give my plants nutrients like I've just shown you, about every 3 weeks. And there again, I watch my leaf coloring of my plants. If I can see they're making new leaves and growing, and they should grow a lot. I mean, behind me is a tree a year old. I'm going to show you the root system of a healthy tree now. And they do grow a lot within a year. Okay, so we went from an Avo, this is a Fjorte Avo, to a pit, to a small tree, which I've just shown you. And now I'm going to show you, if you've done everything correctly, you will have a root system like I'm going to show you now. This is a tree about a year old, and look at this. Okay, can you see the healthy root system? It's light in color, not black or dark, which is typically a sign of root rot. And it's very light. Look how light it is. This is a very healthy tree. Okay. Okay, it's about a year old, and I will be putting it into a new pot shortly. It's outgrown its pot, and it needs a bigger pot. Okay, so there's a healthy root system if you do it correctly. Okay, my next video, I'll be showing you how to take simple things from your kitchen, putting it through your NutriBullet, mashing it all up, and giving your avocado plant some food. Thanks for watching. Yes, this is Avoman saying goodbye.